April Ryan. April Ryan was on CNN last week, the 21st, I want to say, which was Sunday. She was on CNN and she was on a panel with four other people, and they were talking about, basically just it was like a year in review type of thing about 2017, and she just talked about how she's received death threats, and not just her, but a lot of her colleagues have also received death threats. And who do you think most of those colleagues are? Like, let's stop and think. Like, what do you think? She didn't say this. This is like just my opinion. I'm adding my 2 cents to this. But what do you think they look like? We know what April Ryan looks like. She's an African American woman. How much do you want to bet most of the people being attacked in the media who are receiving death threats are people who are most likely to be targeted by the MAGA idiots? Okay, so she just talked about how, since I think she brought up when it was MLK Day, and she asked the president if he were a racist or not. And she was talking about how enough people don't ask him that question directly. She was right there in the Oval Office, and she had the opportunity, so she asked the question. And she was silenced by one of the black collaborators in the room. Now, you guys know I made a video recently. It's up on my YouTube page, and I want everybody to check it out. It's a whole video that I did about the group of people that I'm now calling the Black Collaborator class. And these collaborators are very problematic forces within the community. Okay. One in particular, this butter biscuit eating. Well, I'm a refrain from using pejoratives. I'm gonna be nice, okay? Which is not what she was. This woman named Lynn Patton, who is one of these few members of the BCC, the Black Collaborator class, okay, who works under Ben Carson at the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Okay, so she took to Twitter after April Ryan was on CNN, and after April Ryan talked about how she's been receiving death threats. She took to Twitter and basically, I'm not going to read her stupid. Well, actually, the tweet in question she actually deleted. So that shows how cowardly she is. But according to people who saw the tweet, and according to people who actually have screen caps of the tweet, in a nutshell, she called April Ryan Ms.Piggy. And she ended up retracting that, walking it back, and April Ryan had her, April Ryan clapped back herself. And it was really this whole back and forth that lasted for like 3 to 4 tweets. And Lynn Patton ended up, going back on it and saying that she, that's not becoming of her and in the White House and yada, yada, yada. Look, Lynn Patton is a former wedding planner. Who is she to say anything about April Ryan? So she has no experience for her job description, for the position that she's actually in. The only reason she got this position at the White House is because she planned the wedding for one of the Trump kids. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Trump's eldest child. I think it was one of them. Who cares? But she basically planned their wedding. That's how she got the job. She's a wedding planner who has a position, a high-ranking position in the Department of Housing and Urban Development. What is she doing there? And what's crazy is you have a lot of people who want to defend Trump. You have these black people on on YouTube and Twitter who think this is good, who see these stupid, completely ignorant decisions being made, people being put into positions of power who are not qualified to be in these positions, and they think it's a good thing. So there's nothing else really to be said about this. It's really petty. It's extremely petty. And the Black Collaborator class is not going away anytime soon. Matter of fact, I would go so far as to say the Black Collaborator class is growing. Okay, there's a lot of money to be made by being a sellout. Selling out pays well. You get a lot of followers. You get a lot of money. You get these positions. You get put on. Like even if you're not as much of a collaborator as something like Sheriff Clark, you know what I'm saying? Even if you're not that much of a tool, like you can be a soft collaborator. There's a lot of position available to people who want to ignore what's going on in the Black community and want to basically aid and abet white supremacy. There's a lot that can be given to you if you want to join the Black Collaborator class. Okay, just look on YouTube. There are tons of these Black collaborators on YouTube. Like, I see them all the time. You know what I'm saying? And people, it's clear why people are doing this. People are doing this mess for clicks. They're doing it for clicks, and they're doing it because they see a lot of people are actually finding success doing this. And this is a big problem in our community right now. Because if you look in history, the reason, honestly, why Black people as a group haven't gotten further than where we are right now is because a lot of times it's because of gatekeepers. It's because of gatekeepers in the community who hold back progress. And the Black Collaborator class is they're part of those gatekeepers. They're all gatekeepers basically. Okay, so at some point in time, like I want to say even like around 1900, like around the time of like Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois, you had rich white folks like Andrew Carnegie and J.D. Rockefeller who realized that they could control the minds of the Black community by propping up certain Black voices. This is real deep, right? What I'm saying right now, because what we're looking at has actually been going on for quite some time. This is not like a new phenomenon by any stretch of the imagination. And so you just have to be mindful of these problematic voices. You have to be mindful of who's saying what and why. Okay, so that's all there really is to say about this. April Ryan, she's just taking those shots, but she's tougher. She's a tough woman, so I know she can handle it. So I'm not really worried about her. But the death threats, that shows you that this is serious. And this is like the first time I've heard about someone in the media actually getting death threats during the Trump administration. It might have came out before, but this is the first time I'm actually hearing about it.